boring and small. You want the Atlas? Take it. It's yours. But Orir, I will burn to the ground. Perhaps the suffering of my fellow citizens will finally stir something.
Whoops, used too many Flask there, what the fuck? Sedge. How do I get that? What? What? How do I get that? Where's the exit? Holy shit. Oh. Oops. Ouch. Fuck me. He's there. Running out of Flask is like pretty bad. I need to like stop automating some of them. But then again, the automation is like what helps me to make it easier. So I don't know, because I run out of Flask like before the fight starts, right? And that's a problem.
I can't do this just yet.
Oh, wow. What is this? Legs. Alright. And I got like nothing much. Okay, so 8-0 down. It died once, Sedge, but that's fine. Let's see. So this is a Boneshatter build. It is a champion Boneshatter build. It's relatively tanky. Clears maps pretty fast. Does Scourge fine, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like make this the character I want to scale. So how does this work? You notice I'm actually keeping like 4 aura buffs up because I'm using March of the Legion. March of the Legion is like really good this patch because you know, with the changes to reservation, it's actually quite hard to stuff a lot of auras onto your character. Actually, not really that hard, but it's I wouldn't say harder. It's about the same. But I think that March of Legion is really sweet because if you can run something like Supreme Ego with it, which I have because I managed to get this law weave that is Supreme Ego. It basically means I get a pretty sizable buff to my auras, especially those that I'm using March of Legion to cast. I'm not sure if this interaction will exist after this patch, but it's like super good. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm using Precision. You notice my chance to hit now is 76%, which is pretty low, and my crit is like 34. And I cast Precision, which is linked here, and it goes to 141. Alright, that's pretty sizable. You got our defenses. You look at armor, it's at 8,000, but the moment I cast a Determination, it goes to 45,000. Alright, so yeah, this interaction is really nice, kind of busted, but yeah. So so when I cast Haste Grace as well, same thing, it goes up to 21. I have 72 evasion. So at all times, I have like about 90% physical damage reduction through armor, and I have about 45% armor from the endurance charges as well. I got 6 endurance charges, and then I have like 72% evasion, which makes me really tanky. Yeah, let me think. What else? For chaos resistance, I don't really have a lot because my gear is not optimized at the moment. I don't really have good rings or amulets and belts. Kind of so I guess. I need more chaos res. My gloves as well. But what I'm doing to make up for it is that I have a chaos resistance against damage over time for belt mod, as well as the Pantheon. So let's see if I go to Pantheon. Yep, so I have 40% chaos resistance over time, so 80% chaos resistance to damage over time, which helps me do a lot of poisons and a lot of like chaos dot on the ground. When it comes to damage, I think I'm sitting at about 3-4 million, I think. Not too sure. When I ramp up. So that's with Boneshatter. How does Boneshatter work? This is a classic strength stacking Boneshatter using Pillar of the Cage God. I managed to get one that had Culling Strike for a relatively cheap amount. I can go through the prices of all my items later. So with this, I'm gonna stack as much flat damage as possible. I'm getting a lot of flat damage from Bloodthirst, yeah, Bloodthirst support, and I'm also getting a lot of flat damage from my Abysses, right? Because Abysses gives 40 to 60 range, and it goes to this. Pillar of Cage God gives me about what 1,600 increased physical damage, weapon damage. So that's a pretty sizable amount as well. What else is there? Okay, so let me go through the passive tree a bit. So I'm going Ready Strike, Luster 4 for Perma Adrenaline. How I get Perma Adrenaline is I will pot, I'll do a potion. My potion will send me just slightly above my low life. When I hit using Boneshatter, or when I take physical damage using Boneshatter, or when I take damage from enemies, it will drop me to low life again, and then this will trigger Adrenaline for 20 seconds. Right, and then this 20-second Adrenaline is pretty OP because it gives you what, 100% damage, as well as 25% increased cast, attack and movement speed, and 10% additional physical damage reduction on top of your endurance charges. Right, so this is really good for helping you deal with the Boneshatter stacks. It's also kind of the reason why I didn't go Juggernaut. I think if you can constantly or reliably proc this, you should be fine. Oh yeah, and as well you have a Perma Fortify, right? You have Perma Fortify, which gives you attack speed, armor and evasion base, which you scale, and then Perma Fortification means that you take 20% less damage from hits, and I think Boneshatter is considered a hit as well, so you get a mitigation on that as well. I think. Yeah, I think it's a hit. I'm not sure. Anyway, and then the last one you go is Master Metal because you want to get impales as well. Okay, that's another alternative setup I can go, and which is to drop Master Metal and go Inspirational, and then afterwards I actually just remove all the Impale nodes and scale Hatred. So I'll go Hatred here instead of Pride. Right, I'll go Hatred here instead of Pride, and then I'll just do a full co-convert. But that means I would need a Hatred Watcher's Eye as well as like gloves that have co-convert, which is something that will be pretty expensive, so it will take me time to get there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. How do I get 100% Impale chance? You notice I don't have an Impale gem. I'm getting Impale chance from where is it actually? Yeah, it's here. So this is 20%. This is 10%. And this is 10%. So this is like 20, 10, 10 is 40%. So you get 40% off the 3. Dread Banner with Arrogant support, as well as the amount of aura effect I'm getting, as well as Supreme Ego gives me about 50%. So yeah, so look, if I drop this, wait, okay, so it's about 45%. All right, now 50%. This is about 45% impale chance from the Dread Banner. Supreme Ego means I can only run one aura, and that aura I'm choosing to run on me is actually the Dread Banner. These are actually not considered auras, they're considered buffs, even though they're getting buffed by Supreme Ego. I think this interaction is busted and it will probably be gone next league. Hopefully, I don't know. Yeah. And then what else? Okay, so where am I getting the last 25% or 20% impale chance? I'm actually getting it off the Watcher's Eye. So I have a Watcher's Eye here, and it gives 12% attack speed while affected by precision, as well as 25% chance to impale enemies on hit while affected by pride. So if I have precision and pride, yep, you can see I'm getting the bonus. So how does the pathing look like? You start from Duelist, obviously. You go here because you want the strength nodes. You grab these because life and strength and dexterity nodes, as well as melee strike range. That's pretty nice. You go here as well. You want to get the sockets, the endurance charges, the life nodes, and the crit chance and crit multi nodes. I'm undecided as to what I want to put here. For now, I put the increased armor per red socket because I have a 6 red sockets here, so that's 60% armor, which is pretty nice. But at the same time, 3% chance to do triple damage is 6% more damage, so I might do that. as well as the 15% more stun duration actually is more AoE. I'm not sure if it's capped out for me. I should be capped out, but yeah. So I'm not sure if I want to drop this entirely and go for something else, but yeah, I'll keep this mastery for now. Okay, I path all the way here, where I get the duration once. I get duration once because duration scales your Boneshatter duration. It also scales your precision or your auras, your aura buffs from March of Legion. So that's a kind of a 2 for 1. You path here because you want more resistances as well. You're usually resistant stuff with strength stacking or in stacking or attribute stacking build, because all your roles that you're trying to stack with are all suffixes. So you know, this is helpful. You also get the socket here. This is one of the best life nodes available on the 3, I think. Actually, not so much so. There's probably better ones now, but this is still pretty good. If I can path the Heart of the Warrior, that'd be pretty okay as well. And actually, nah, I don't think Heart of the Warrior is good anymore. So yeah, I'd probably just keep these two. You get the socket here. You path here to the Marauder side because the life nodes here are really good. Then you path up here for the extra strike. So strike skills target 1 additional nearby enemy. This helps you with clear because your Boneshatter will hit another target, and that other target can also stun, which means you can do AoE, overlapping AoEs on 2 of your targets. The mastery I have here is actually strike skills. Target additional enemies can do so from 30% further away. So it allows me to like have some kind of a, I won't say screen wide clear, but close to it. So path here, get more life nodes, go strength nodes. This is life and armor nodes, and this is of course the impale I just talked about, endurance charges, sockets, life nodes, and down here is the crit chance and crit multi nodes. This is really good. I'm going for stuns from critical strikes have 100% increased duration, and why is that? Is that it gives me more AoE with Boneshatter. I might just change it out, so we'll see how, but for now I'm using this. Yeah, so then I get the cluster here. I want the extra armor, so I get the cluster here. So for this cluster, what do I have? I have Fuel the Fight, which is good for, it gives you back mana, right? So I have no issues with mana while I fight. Attack speed as well is really good. Martial Mastery gives you 20% attack speed, which is really good as well, and 20 strength. And then sockets for this cluster here is actually Enduring Composure, which means I get armor as well as gain 1 endurance charge every second if I've been hit recently. Since Boneshatter hits me, I'm permanently at 6 endurance charges. Path here to get Divine Shield. Divine Shield means that you get 3% of physical damage prevented from hits is regenerated as energy shield per second. My energy shield right now is at 380, isn't that much, but with a lot of successive small hits, it does protect quite a bit against that. My plan maybe would be to actually get a Doriani's, what's it called, Glorious Vanity, and then socket it somewhere here, and then get, what's it called, what's it called again? Get like 15% extra of health to energy shield, which means that I will be able to kind of double dip my defenses. It will also mean that Divine Shield will be a lot more effective instead of going for something like a Glorious no, what's it called? Instead of a Lethal Pride, yeah, where I get more strength. I might go Glorious Vanity and just be way tankier. And then I path here as well. I get more endurance charges and sockets. Reservations. This is the literally, I think this is the best aura cluster node passive mastery, whatever. Now in the tree at the moment, there's probably nothing better. So this is like, I mean, both my builds so far had this because this is so strong, especially when you get the extra reservation on your mastery. So yeah, this get more life nodes. This gives chaos rest and then gives crit multi and crit chance. So yeah, this is pretty much the passive 3 as a whole. What you get when you get jewels, most of your jewels will be pretty cheap, I would say. This one's expensive, but I mean, let's see. An average one is going to be relatively cheap. It's going to be strength, attack speed, staves, all staffs, and increased maximum life. Why? Maximum life increases your damage because of Bloodthirst. It also increases your total health pool, which is good because you're using Petrified Blood. And then you need strength because it gives you health as well, and because it scales your damage. What else is there? Nothing much. So if you notice, the tree is mostly either health, strength, life strength, quality of life stuff like strike skills, duration, endurance charges, and aura reservation, right? So that's mainly it. That's what the tree is all about. It's nothing too complicated. So now I'm talking about the gear. The gear is going to be harder to replicate, mainly because some of these pieces I kind of got one off, meaning that I was planning to make this build, so I just camped the market for a week on my make while I was playing my Volatile Dead character. And then when I got the items I needed, then I changed. Then I started scaling this character. So Martial Legion, you don't really have to have the you don't really have the stuff I have here, but yeah, Cannot Be Frozen is like super cool. You don't have I mean I don't have to invest in anti-freeze anywhere else, so this is great. Um, it's the chest that is really broken. So I have a Law Weave, which has 78% maximum resistances, and I have Supreme Ego, right? Usually Supreme Ego is something you don't access like easily. It's right down here, and the path all the way here requires a crap ton of points. So I wouldn't advise it if you were. I wouldn't advise it getting Supreme Ego if you didn't have a chest like this. Actually, you could, right? But you just lose quite a bit of stuff elsewhere, right? So you getting a chest like this is quite rare. You could definitely run something else like what's it called? What's the thing called again? Skin of the Lords. Skin of the Lords is really good as well. The problem with Skin of the Lords, I feel, is that Skin of the Lords doesn't have life, and it doesn't really offer that much in terms of everything else. Law Weave just happens to have 20 all attributes. That's more strength. Helps you relieve pressure off your need to get more dexterity because you're running grace and precision. Yep. And then and as well as reduce your need for more intel. And Law Weave gives you flat foots as well, which boosts your damage as well quite a bit because of pillar. Yeah, I don't think you will find chests like this. So, I mean, you could probably get a replacement somewhat, a poorer replacement. You might not need to have the 6 link because you know you could probably not run your your Boneshatter on your main hand. You don't have to run it in your chest. You can go for like a pretty crappy Supreme Ego chest. But yeah, this is hard to find, and I don't expect you to find it. So how much I paid for this? I actually paid like 80 kills for this. It was a 5 linked already, and what I did is I just used the native fusing and got it to 6 in like one try, so that's really nice. So this is probably like, the cost for this is low for me, but probably will not be for you. So the Pillar of the Cage God, Calling Strike is also pretty OP. I don't know why people want the Flaffis versions, but so I paid, I think, 60 kills for this. It was already 6 link. And yeah, I don't know. I think the guy didn't know how good this was, because Culling Strike is basically 10% more damage. It also means that I don't have to get culling anywhere else, so I release socket pressure. For the boots, the March or Legion, this was like, I can't remember. This is pretty cheap, like 30 chaos. It wasn't even. I don't even think it was 20 chaos. But yeah, most people who want to go for March Legion usually go for like implicit +2 auras or something. Or +2 AoE just to get more aura levels. But you know, I saw the Cannot Be Frozen. I was like, I'm gonna get this anyway because Cannot Be Frozen is great. You can always enchant lab enchant with the new lab currency, so that's what I did. For the Helm, you want to go Abyssus because Abyssus gives you more crit multiplier, like a crap ton of crit multiplier, and it gives you like flat fits, which is both things you want. It gives you attributes as well, which is also one thing you want, so you get like everything you want there. The only downside is you get 45% increased physical damage taken. But that isn't a problem. Why? Because you have 6 endurance charges, which gives you about, let me see, 6 times 4 is, I think it's 4%, right? So physical damage reduction per frame. So 4 times 6 is 24, plus the adrenaline that is 34%. And then you have a crap ton of armor, and the armor helps you deal with the physical damage incoming. So this is fine, right? It's fine for you to get 45% increased physical damage taken, because you're already mitigating so much of it, right? I have no, I have no issues stacking a crap ton of Boneshatter, so that's pretty much it. That's why Episus, I feel like it's one of the best. You do want the enchantment, which is Boneshatter has a 24% chance to gain 1 more trauma. This is to give you like more trauma stacks quickly. Yeah. And then for the rings, I wouldn't suggest you go for 7% implicit ones because they're so expensive right now. But mainly because when you run this kind of build, you generally are resistant stuff. So I would suggest like not going for those 7% strength rings and just go straight for like resist rings. Get them well rolled, get a life, a crap ton of other resistances, as well as a good an empty prefix slot for non-channeling skills have -7 mana cost, as well as what's it called again? Let me think. Maybe first attack damage leeches life, or first attack damage leeches mana, maybe. Yeah. If I have first attack damage leeches mana, I might just drop this passive here and get a new cluster, but we'll see how. For the amulet and belt, this is pretty cheap now. Try to get it. 18%, 15% increased strength in the implicit. You can actually look for 13% increased strength when it's unqualified, and then just craft the quality yourself, and then craft the amulets yourself. So how you craft your belt and Emmy, you would do this by just basically alting it until you get two good T1 rolls for your prefix and suffix, usually like strength and life, or life and resistances, and then you regal it on and hope that you get a resistance, or you get life or strength, or you get double resistance, and then you work with that. You can always craft on the third one or the fourth one, so that's not a problem. So you get 4 out of 6 explicit mods on that, and that's still fine to go with. For your glove, you definitely want strike skills target one additional nearby enemy because it gives you a crap ton of clear. Try to look for life, strength, and accuracy rating, and resistance. I got this for 40 kills. So if you want to ask me how much my build costs, this is 38 kills, but I don't think it'll be, I bought it cheap. So this is 38 for me, this is 80, plus the tainted fusing is like 83. This was 90 kills. This is 2 exalts. This was like 20 chaos each, I think. 30 chaos, 20 chaos. This is 20 chaos. This is 40 chaos. This is 60 chaos. So all in all, this is actually a pretty cheap build. It's not that expensive. You can substitute some of the items, probably the things that you can't find, like Law Weave. Probably substitute. You can get a generic Martial Legion, get generic, look pretty decent roll Abysses, I think, for the same price. You don't need Culling Strike on this. This gives you extra 10% more. I think you can go without it. Okay, one disclaimer. I do have Awakened Gems. I bought this for 2 eggs. I bought this for 1. And this I got off Harvest. I lucked out, right? I bought the what's it called? The level 20 Multi Strike gem because mine was like level 19, and then I just tried to YOLO it with the Harvest Craft, which is the 1 in 20 chance to awaken a support gem, and I got it. So yep, you don't have to be good at the game, you just have to be lucky, right? So but I would say Awaken Multi Strike doesn't really give you that much, so you can just go with a normal Multi Strike and it'll pretty much give you the same performance. So Flask, what do you want from Flask? So Flask, you want a Life Flask. Why? Because the Life Flask pops you above low life, and then when you take self damage or you take damage, it will drop you below low life, which will trigger Adrenaline. That's the reason why you go Life Flask. Yeah. I think probably I can get a better one. I don't know why I'm using this. Immunity to poison and use of poison. I guess. I actually don't need this anymore. I can probably replace it with something else. That's fine. You want a Diamond Flask because your crit build, right? You want a Quicksilver Flask because Quicksilver is nice. Attack speed is also nice. You definitely do want the Lion's Brawl. I do find this a bit annoying, mainly because the knockback sometimes knock them out of my range, and I have to leap towards them to hit them, so it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, Lion's Brawl is pretty good. You want a Silver Flask just for Onslaught. You don't really get Onslaught anywhere else, so this is great. It's also Onslaught that you can activate during boss fights, although to be honest, because I have it used when I use the Life Flask, I sometimes mistime it, but yeah. I have to learn how to get better at doing that. So next, gem links. So Boneshatter is linked to so this is the Divergent Boneshatter, right? So it's linked to Awakened Brutality, it's linked to Bloodthirst, Awakened Melee Physical, or you can get Melee Physical, Brutality, Normal Brutality. multi-strike, and ruthless support. Ruthless is like really great because crucial blows with support skills have a base stun duration of 0.8 seconds. This helps you give you your a better Boneshatter AoE. Yeah. For this, I have for the cast with damage taken support. I have Assassin's Mark, I have Molten Shell, and I have Summon Ice Golem. So Ice Golem is great because of the crit chance and the accuracy. So for the chest, I have Ancestral War Chief, fast attacks, Leap Slam, multiple totems, Ancestral Protector, and Petrified Blood. For the Helm, I have Arrogance with Dread Banner, Maim, and Vengeance. So Phantasmal Vengeance gives you 1 rage on hit, 40% chance whenever you proc it. This is great for mapping because you actually proc it quite a bit because of the self damage. So yeah. And yeah, when you hit like a whole bunch of mobs with Phantasmal Vengeance, you can hit 50% rage pretty quickly. 50 rage pretty quickly. Main support is just to help you do 4%, so supported skills. And so enemies main by support skills take 10% increased physical damage. That's the kind of thing you're going for. You could also go for a rage support to get rage quicker, but I'm okay with main because I usually hit rage cap at max. For the March Legion, I'm going Precision, Grace, Pride, and Determination. Unfortunately, because Supreme Ego only allows me to run 1 aura, and the Dread Banner is not Supreme Ego, sorry. Supreme Ego. And Dread Banner is considered an aura. I can't run Dread Banner and Precision at the same time. I would have loved to because I can do more life restoration. But yeah. So if I could have run Precision and Dread Banner at the same time, that would be great. But because of Supreme Ego, I can't. So I have to put this here on the boots. Otherwise, this would have been a haste gem, I think. For more attack speed, for more move speed, and more cast speed. Yeah. So all in all, this is the build. I can do a bit of mapping later on and then show you guys. It's really fast, so I don't have any Flask up. But when I Flask up and I Flask my silver and get onslaught, my leap slams are like super quick. I can just fly across maps. And that's pretty much it. This is the build. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will probably do more videos of this. I hit level 91 in just 3 days because I barely died. I think I died mostly in X because I take too many risks. But so far I think maybe after hitting maps I've died maybe 28 times max, mainly because of stupid shit. Meaning that Pantheons. So I died before I actually figure out what's the best Pantheon to have. Mainly because I was dying to vulnerability maps. I was dying to poison, chaos, or rather El-Hazmin maps. So I went for Arakali, so to take 10% reduced damage taken from damage over time. This is great because you have Petrified Blood. And also because 40% chaos resistance against damage over time is really good because you don't have a lot of chaos res. I'm going this as well, Solar Relicash. So this is so that I take 25% reduced physical damage over time taken while moving. Moving while by leading also doesn't cause me to take extra damage. This is big, this is huge, because it allows me to do vulnerability maps. I actually do vulnerability maps now because this negates that problem. In time I might just look for more curse, reduce effect curses, and then I'll go for this instead. But for now this is super good and I'll be using this even though I already have Corrupted Blood on my jewel. So yeah, I'm planning to go and take this to A9 series and probably do everything else with this. I might have another build, a third build for this league, because I'm actually quite interested in the recoup mechanic. I want to buy the 100% recoup damage taken chest, and then do something like Storm Secrets, Herald Thunder build with Shimmerons. Yep, so that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day ahead. See ya. Peace.